pieces of writing here. I've been waiting for an opportunity like this for a long time. I've been writing for about 2 years, and I'm going to be joining the creative writing class next semester in January. So the first piece is called Frozen Swan Tears. Up high in the Himalayas, a young skin-scalped Buddhist, Shinjay, received a savage serrated tongue lashing. It was frigid like frozen cement raven wings. He was being taught through brutal discipline at the hands of his master the ideals of thankfulness. He had stolen food of which would feed his peers that day. His master, in a brief lapse of control, spoke with a lion's breath and commanded him to sit still in the cold, being told that once he had mentally thanked every gift he had ever received, he would be spiritually and mentally warmed, like a kiss from the distant sun. He thought of his parents, doing what needed to be done in order to feed and clothe his many brothers, his grandparents, who had taught him the ideals and philosophies that only a face and mouth weathered with wrinkles and experience could exhale. Finally, even though he had put him in such extreme conditions, how his master had cared enough about the growth and saw enough strength in his character to see that he could reach this point. It started at his toes. Slowly, they became numb, began to feel warm with enlightenment. Then his fingers followed, gaining the touch of giving. He sat perfectly still as the warmth crept up each of his 4 limbs. It reached his chest, and his heart began to slow. He now felt warmth and calmness within every facet of his being. His sensei came out to check upon the child he chose that day to push upon its limits. That was the day he realized the strength of a young man's character. That was the day Shinjay sat still and froze to death. This next piece I wrote for my girlfriend Chelsea, who's here with us tonight. I'm transfixed in bliss. You're the mysteriousness of an eclipse. Lips that taste of sweet summer with a raspberry twist. You're an effervescent kaleidoscope of colored notes, serenely screamed from an abstract symphony. That esoteric personality, stained with vibrant ultraviolet shades of atmospheric electricity. You bring forth things within me I've kept cloaked invisibly. When I look at you, I see the magic and wonder of a galaxy. Please, with complete sincerity, secretly whisper me an epiphany, the frequencies of your fantasies. Speak these beams through a prism, and as they fracture, I'll capture them. An intergalactic palette, because your beauty is nothing short of a lush, distant planet. I planned it, and now I can paint the universe and the panes of glass butterfly wings, delicately and detailed like your azure sapphire eye rings. I'll use skillful slashes of indigo and stripes of white, Freya's sacred love, soft touch and pride. And this final last piece I titled The Eclipse of a Shadowed Sun. 1470, please. Yeah, I'm short. Look, I haven't eaten in days. I'm sorry, sir. You'll have to put something back. Gonna be salt, water, and bread once again. As I exited and transitioned from the cheap, unswept linoleum to the gritty, unforgiving pavement, I felt a burst of late evening summer air. It was dry, but better than the curry stench lingering in the corner store. It was a 5-block walk to my house. Well, at least the door locked. Well, at least the door locked. Well, at least the door locked. I had never had a home, only places to sleep. Walls and a roof were always a bonus. At this point, the comfort of them were fading, as I had once again fallen unemployed. But things could be worse. I could find out an ex was late in the worst of ways. Knock on wood. I continued forward, counting the cracks in the sidewalk, thinking of the world as I usually do when I hurt. I turned back before crossing the street and saw a woman with a bruised face smoking out her window. Below her, a man walked silently along the same path I had. I just kept going. My head was down, and I failed to notice a homeless man cashed out on his asphalt mattress. I had a decent pace and boots on, so I must have hurt him quite bad. Maybe that's what caused this. I would have said sorry, but his incoherent ramble put me off and made me feel as if maybe he deserved a wake-up call. Karma's a bitch. The figure behind me must have seen it. He, she, it was now maybe 10 feet behind me, keeping up perfectly, step for step. I was now 2 blocks away from my palace and began to feel nervous. I had been in cities my entire life, but this shadow entity, black hoodie, black dress pants, and black steelies. This ghoul just embodied something. Each step was so silent, it almost sucked the sound from the air. A walking funeral. I picked up, and so did it. I just kept my face forward, and for a split second I hear a fast inhale. Just as a bullet ant bites or a killer hornet stings, I see blood spill and stain the cement. A wild crimson red painting by the most calm and collected but morbidly insane artist. This creature of the streets dragged me into the alley and continued in the attempt to quench the thirst of his serrated steel appendage. I lost count, but felt sickly at peace with the situation. How could this be? I wanted to see the being that was now making the only guaranteed moment in life happen right now. It was 1,000 miles deep of darkness under that hood. No mask, no bandana, just a soulless abyss. I'm bleeding profusely. I have massive gashes inhaling the dusty alley air into places it shouldn't be. In these last moments, I'm trying to think of my family, but can't. I am curious. The creature spoke before exiting the soon-to-be crime scene photograph. It left